could you explain maybe to people who may not know why someone would prefer a 1911 or 2011 versus a polymer frame gun?
Sure. Really simple reason. They're just better. So, no,
Well, that's simple enough.
right. There you go. No, so that's a great question, right? So the 1911 has certain similarities with modern polymer guns, but it has a lot of differences with modern polymer guns. And actually, if you look at most modern polymer guns, they take something off of the 1911. 1911 is probably the most iconic handgun ever produced, especially in the United States. But a lot of that's attributed to, John Moses Browning being a genius. But there are inherent things that are currently done on the 1911 that no other platform does. Typically we see, especially in the aftermarket for name your favorite polymer pistol, trigger systems. This trigger system feels just like a 1911. And it's like, well, that's not true. But it's trying to be a 1911. And the reason they do that is because the 1911, from a mechanical standpoint, has probably the greatest trigger in any pistol ever built, because it doesn't utilize a hinged design, a single pin with a hinge design trigger. It uses, we all have heard you're supposed to press a trigger straight back to the rear. Well, the 1911 is the only trigger design that actually moves straight back.
You have
to the
no
rear.
other way to pull the trigger on a 1911, right?
That is correct.
That's the only way it can be pulled.
Yep.
Okay.
That is absolutely correct. So, and that one small thing lends to, and I hate this term, but I use it when speaking about designs, but the inherent accuracy of the system. Mechanically, it's a superior trigger system. And then we have other things that, the system excels at, especially with modern custom or semi-custom 1911s. There are really no other handguns that can produce the type of accuracy that the 1911 can produce. There's a reason why when you go to like a bullseye competition, no one's shooting a Beretta 92 for accuracy. Unless, of course, it's a service pistol competition and they have to do that, right? But the guys that at the top of the game, look at Bianchi Cup, look at any of the accuracy-oriented pistol things. The 1911 is king there, and it's because of the way the barrel locks up and the accuracy you can pull out of the system compared to a modern polymer system.
Well, and there is no polymer on it either, right?
That is correct. Now with the 2011, what's become known as the 2011, but really the double stack 1911, a majority of them have a polymer grip module, which is not the same as a polymer frame. The frames are actually still made of steel or aluminum, and then it just has the grip and the trigger guard are polymer. But that's not the same as a polymer framed gun. And on a traditional 1911, there's no plastic on that gun, which
how can that help you as a shooter?
So there is a significant difference in the way the guns behave, specifically in recoil, right? A lot of polymer guns rely on the polymer to flex under recoil, and that has a dampening effect. Right? Now, some flex more than others. Some are intended not to flex at all. But part of the thing about polymer is it's incredibly light, which makes a gun very easy to carry around all day, and also less than desirable to shoot for long extended sessions. The 1911 being a primarily steel framed gun, you shoot a 9mm out of a 1911 and you think you're shooting 22 sometimes. It's kind of silly, in fact, especially if you have really good mechanics. It's like, I can't believe this is happening. So,
hey, this might be a good time for me to try to pull up that video, because we have a video of you shooting the, what was it called?
Latham triple bills.
Yes, the Latham triple bill drill, and it's on your channel. So if you guys want to go and watch this later, you can go to Practical Performance on YouTube. But let me see if I can add this to. Yes, it's gonna work. Maybe. Maybe. Hold on. I don't usually do this, but I think it's fun. That's insane. Okay. It is. That's insane because okay, because you're shooting 1911, you're reloading your reloads are like butter. They have to be.
Well, it is a large part of the game and something I
Right.
struggle with often.
Right. But yeah, that looks like fun to shoot that gun.
It is. It is a ton of fun. At, you know, there's something different about 1911s. You know, some guys will tell you it's, you know, the aesthetics of the gun, but a lot of us attribute it to, you know, 1911s have a soul that other mass-produced guns just don't have. So
Well, I hate
plus,
to relate this again to custom saddles, but you know how you said that, well, the lighter guns are easier to carry, than the steel frame guns. We have a thing in saddle making too. And just in saddles, people have been like, well, I want a custom saddle, but I want it to be super lightweight. Okay, well, the materials that are made in a really high quality saddle most of the time are heavier weight things.
sure.
And that is part of, generally speaking, the difference between a factory made saddle and a custom saddle. The weight difference, not always, but a lot of the time is definitely different. And so, again, it's just like there's advantages and disadvantages to both. But once you like kind of set your path on what it is that you really like, even if like on the custom saddles, you'll take that heavier weight saddle because it'll last longer. It's more durable. Once it's broke in, like, oh, the best thing ever. I can just see the similarity. So I'll quit
Yep.
talking about it. But that's what I can relate to as far as that's concerned. But let me move on. I
Yep.
digress.
But you're spot on. You're spot on, and these are all reasons, you know,
Yeah, what
why
matters to
people
you,
like
right?
me choose 1911s. I mean, it's
Right.
just we have 1911s that guys, you know, hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of rounds through the same gun. They've
Hmm.
rebarreled it, you know, two, three, four times. They've welded the
Hmm.
frame two times, three times, and the guns just keep on going.
Right.
And nothing shoots like them. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, I'm not even a 1911 person. I'm starting to be like, maybe I need another gun.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, why not?